All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday, November 29th, 2022, at least last I checked. And market's kind of ripping right now. Finally seeing some momentum. I don't know what was going on with the Fed speeches yesterday because we ended up cutting it right around the time that the Fed speeches started, but there was certainly a lot of decline in the market yesterday right after we shut down the stream. So let's go ahead and dive in here. But before we do, I want to take a look at the report drops so that we can get an estimate and understanding of is there going to be some random time during the day where the market's just going to go or skyrocket or some weird crap like that. So let's go ahead and dive in to that. First, I'm going to share my screen. Let's go ahead and get this going here, and then let's jump over to the Market Watch. So on Market Watch, we've got Tuesday, November 29th, we've got the S&P Case-Shiller U.S. Home Price Index. That is an incredibly important report. And then we've got the FHFA, that's a lot of F's, U.S. Home Price Index, and then the Consumer Confidence Index. These are all incredibly important reports, and all of them have already dropped. The Case-Shiller and the Home Price Index both dropped at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and the Consumer Confidence Index just dropped at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So let's see how the market is reacting to that. So you can see right here, so this is when the Consumer Confidence Index dropped, right here at 7 o'clock. And right when it did, we actually had a little bit of a sell-off, followed by a small rip, and then some pullback, and then now we're kind of ripping above VWAP. So you can see we have this sort of like this V shape today, right now anyway. Let's go ahead and pull back a little bit and take a look at the last maybe like 24 hours or so. So this 3960 low here was at around noon yesterday. So this is where we ended up leaving. We ended up leaving the market around right here. Actually, like right in this zone, and it pretty much just sold off for the rest of the day. So we kind of bounced up some from that, pulled all the way back practically to it, and now we're getting another bounce. On the 3-minute chart, we are a ways away from the 50 crossing the 200. We did get above volume weighted average price though, and on the 3-minute chart you can see we ripped all the way up and we hit resistance at that 200 simple moving average. Sorry, this sickness still getting me. I'm gonna grab handy dandy tea. It just occurred to me that I have not shared the link to this broadcast inside of our awesome Discord group. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Happy to see you here, my friend. How's it going over there in Lakeland? Just gonna grab the link here for our Discord group so our Discord family can join us as well. Alright, there's a link inside the Discord group. And let's go ahead and jump back into the chats. Alright, so on that 3-minute, you can see we've got this TTM squeeze going here. But the momentum did kind of slow down a little bit. This current candle started at 736, and it's hitting a doji. A little bit of a green hammer. And hitting resistance there at 77, which has been a previous resistance before, which is why it's already put in there. Ended up with a red on that close on that 3-minute candle, but we did get more stacking. The TTM went from 6.7 to 7.4. Not enough momentum that I want to see on the 3-minute chart, although that would look good for the 1-minute chart. Speaking of the one, let's take a look at it. One's on a pullback. You can see by these cooling candles here on the dark blue TTM side. I'm gonna take a small trade here, just a little feeler trade, going for 3 ticks for a bounce off 77. And we did get that. That was $225 real quick. So that was like, I don't know, a 3-second trade for 225 bucks. Not bad. All right. So on the 5-minute chart, we've also got the TTM stacking as well. So it went from 1.0 to 1.9 to 3.0 and now 4.0 on this brand new 5-minute candle. You can also see above the VWAP, we've got this little flag forming here. The real question and the real struggle for the breakout zone is going to be above that 200 moving average, which is coming up and tapping right now. I'm going to put this at like 6 ticks and essentially join the bid here. Okay, so we did get that entry and getting that push up. I'm going to jump over to the evaluation side and see if we've got a move here. Looks like I should have pulled that move off. 6 ticks was a little aggressive for it. Still in the green though. I'm going to go ahead and cut this trade and take that profit. So we got 3 ticks on that. That's 450 in profit there. What's up, Tiny? Good to see ya. And I do have some pumpkin pie to the side. And so if you see me like being like, yo, I need a pumpkin pie break, that might happen. This is forewarning. You ended up trading a shake ton yesterday. After fees, you made 359 bucks on paper? Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude. I'm excited for you, Tiny, because that is probably one of your biggest wins I think I've seen you post here. Getting another little pop-up here. You can see all these wicks up at the top here. It's showing that there's a lot of selling pressure at this line here, but that line may look arbitrary on the 1-minute chart, but when we switch out to the 3 and the 5, you can see that 200 moving average that's standing in the way. And the 3 went from 6.7 to 7.7 to 8.0. So from 7.7 to 8.0, you can see that beginning to level off some. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up actually pulling back to like this 9 EMA, which is right around 39.75. And of course, the moment I say that, that's exactly what it did. So I'm grateful I didn't take that in the evaluation. And I base that basically off of these wicks. You're gonna try and go for funding on the first of the year, Tiny. That is awesome. I know it's a really big step, and we at the whole Optimus family will be in full support of you. Any questions that you have and anything like that, we will be right here in the group to help you out. You ate so much pumpkin pie with ice cream. With ice cream, dude, that's like one of the best. I never get ice cream, and like when I was sick, all I wanted was mint chocolate chip. So we did get that pullback to 75. and we're pulling back a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if we get bounces off this EMA 35 right here. The 9 is still above the 12, so not in full pullback mode yet. But if that 9 drops below the 12, we'll likely see more pullback. And then if that 12 drops below this 26 simple, which is really close to it, they're kind of kissing, that would likely cause a much lower drop. On the 1 minute chart though, we do have the 50 crossing above the 200 moving average. So on the 1 minute chart, we have more bullish information than we do bearish, but right now we have conflicting info. You can see on the TTM on the 1 minute, we've had cooling and we're switching into the red. We also have the 9 just barely above the 12, and the 26 and the 12 about to potentially cross over to the downside. But we also have that 50 cross above. So along with all these other wicks, which is showing us selling pressure. So we have a lot of conflicting information, which is really telling us that there's consolidation happening here in this area. And to me, that looks like there's going to be a potential for an upward move. I don't think 6 ticks is, I think it's a little too aggressive though, which is what I was on. Volume is not bad, but it's not great either. So we did get that trade. We're up $600 on the day. No losing trades yet. Only taking 3 trades so far. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to blow my nose. I still got this sickness stuff that I'm dealing with, so I might miss this move as a result. Very frustrating to have to miss a move for no good reason, but it is what it is. Missed it for no reasons. It's probably one of the coolest things ever. Really grateful and happy to see that you're taking that courageous step. So that move resulted in a doji, but it was a nice pop-up. Took that trade off now. Up 1,050 on the day. So this right here, this is called the bracket order. And you can see, like, when I put my buy there on the screen, it automatically has my sell here on the right side on this price ladder. I personally love trading with the price ladder. It's one of my favorite ways to trade. If you notice with the eval, I don't do it as much, and it's really because there is a price ladder here, and you can see the bracket order still operates the same way. But one thing that it's really struggled with this software is that it doesn't follow the price around, which makes it really challenging. This does look like we're going to get some breakout here soon, but right now we're getting a pullback on the TTM while also at the same time very slightly moving up. I think we're going to break out over this 200 moving average here in a moment, probably around 751, which is just in about 2.5 minutes. That 200 moving average is at 3980, pretty heavy resistance there at that zone. Kind of going back and forth on this 3978 area. Then jump to the 5-minute chart for a moment. After we get above 80, we also have more resistance at 82, 83. So it's, if we do get a breakout here, oh, we did actually just break above that 200 moving average just now. Damn, I knew I should have taken that in the eval. So went from red to yellow on the TTM on a red dot. 1.4 to 1.3 to 1.0, kind of minimal move. Dun, dun. 1.3 to 1.1 to 0.9. Not enough momentum to take that boost up there. Although this would have been a nice trade through this zone. So we are getting like reasonable price moves, but you can see we're only at around 1,600 contracts. We got to get closer to like 3,000-4,000. I think in order to really break out through this area. And I don't know what happened to my indicators down here. They're just gone. All my moving averages are still present. I wonder if I switch it to like a 5-minute chart if it'll load in. They like lose their contract or something like that. No more volume. I may have to log out and log back in on my my evaluation side, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here for a minute. Yeah, I'm just gonna close it down and reopen it. Okay, yeah, that fixed it. Alright, so now we can share our screen again and we can take a look at the... Alright, so it rejected that 200 moving average. Glad it didn't go long. That's a pretty hefty rejection. So from 39.80 rejecting all the way down to 39.72. That's $8. 8 times 4 is 32 ticks. Translation, crap load of money. pulling back very heavily off of that. Switch over to the 1 minute chart and see what that looked like. So all that drop took place over the course of 2-3 minutes. And now we're dropping into bearish territory. Bearatory. Sorry, I know I'm a nerd. I just like saying stuff like that, man. Well, I'm not sorry about it. I just, I think it's like a natural thing to say, but I'm not actually sorry about it. I'm actually kind of proud of it. Getting a doji at the bottom of this drop. Hesitant to take a short here, even though it looks so heavily weighted to the downside. I'm hesitant to take a short here just because of how big those two drops were. So likely this could be like its own little bottom here for a minute. And if it does drop further, then be looking to get in on that momentum downside. But I find it easier to predict long-term, or long trades, I should say, not long-term, but long trades over short trades, because a lot of times shorts will drop and then drop again, and then you're like, oh, okay, I should get short, and then it just pops right back up, and you're like, okay. And long just doesn't move the same. Bouncing off of 71 up towards VWAP again. One thing I really like about the evaluation side is this indicator right here, is this bulls versus bears. So it shows me the volume, but it also shows me how much of that volume was a buy and how much of it was a sell, and then what the total volume was between the two of them. So that's one thing I really love, like this indicator here. I wish I could get this on TOS, and there's potential I might be able to, but I've not been able to find it. But I really love this indicator because I've actually taken trades based off of this, the momentum at which this is filling up with green down here, as opposed to, you know, red, or being able to see that red is starting to creep up against the green, and so like it's like, oh, get out of the trade. So I really like this indicator that I don't know if it's available on TOS, but it is available on Tradeovate, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So, how are you guys all doing out there? You guys red, green, have taken any trades at all today? Any of that jazz? I'm curious. Tiny, I guess I missed that message, but awesome to see that Origin Code's been helping you get better. Alright, so we did get that bounce off of that after that drop, and now we're coming up for a possible crossover. We got above the volume weighted average price and coming up with a little bit of force. You can see that contracts jumped up to about 4,000, which is right where we want to see it. Coming up and hitting resistance at the EMA 35, but it doesn't care. It's just going to keep moving up. It's pushing, pushing. Red to yellow on the TTM, switching from 2.5 to 2.4 to 2.3, which is very minimal in terms of momentum. We've been taking 6 contracts since yesterday, trying to increase our financial thermometer a little bit more. pulled back towards VWAP. Gonna cut this trade. A little bit of loss on that. Lost to 225. Down, or not down, up 375 on the day off of 5 trades. Rejected that VWAP push. Now we'll have to see if we get bounced off the 200 moving average or if we just completely drop down. If we do drop down, this area right here, 3970, would be the next area that I'd be looking for support. Right now, it looks like the 200 moving average on the 1 minute chart is holding it up. Three-minute chart went from 6.9 down to 5.6 down to 4.3 down to 3.1 on the current. So we have a lot of momentum beginning to stack downward on the cooling candles on the TTM side. You could still bounce at this zone off that 200 moving average that I was talking about. Especially if you look at the 5-minute chart, you can see that the momentum on the TTM is almost flat. It went from 5.0 to 5.0 to 4.8 to 4.8. So it ended up being almost flat on the 5. The VWAP acting as heavy resistance. We're up here at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock, 8:01 now. It's typically an area where we actually start seeing trend reversals or picking a trend for the next half hour or so. See where this is going. It's kind of just holding steady right here. Next 3-minute candles at 8:03. We're from 5.6 to 4.3 down to 3.2. Now 3.1. Rejected off of VWAP twice. Gonna go short here, real quick. So we did get that short, made back 225, so we're back up at 600 on the day. I guess that loss was actually more. I remember we were above 1,000 on the day. I think we're at like 1050 or something. So it did pull back to 3970, like I was saying, that would be the next area that I'd be looking at as potential support. Curious about taking a short here in my eval. Music stopped. Let's get that going. Took a short here on the eval. Looking to just go 3 ticks to the downside. Ready to cut this very quickly. I'm short at 66. We're gonna get at 65.25. We got that. Perfect. So that was 165.70 in profit on the eval side. So we are pulling back heavily. Wow. Oh my gosh. Should have gone for like 15 ticks. Really heavy drop. Just took another 225 to the downside, making new lows. 3958.75. Did some news this drop or something? Because this chart's dropping. It's like Bank of America dropped a article about $2.2 trillion being lost by investors this year. And new article coming in about stocks going up. Not what we're seeing, not on the S&P side, but stocks going up based off the Chinese protests. The Chinese protests has been major market mover news these last, just since yesterday. And that's definitely an area of news that may be worth watching because of how much the Chinese markets affect the U.S. markets. It's pretty substantial. Checking in with chat, Gels. By the way, y'all hanging out. We've been streaming out for about a half an hour. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All that stuff does is help this community grow, help this community get better. It lets YouTube know that, hey, we got something cool here. We have an optimistic viewpoint here. No, it doesn't really let them know that, but maybe it kind of does. And it just lets them know that, hey, you know what? More people should be checking out this stream because more people should. So please, guys, it helps the channel more than you know when you guys like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Plus, you'll get to see my smiling face each and every day, Monday through Friday, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. So make sure y'all do that. And also, guys, too, if you want to get more social with us, if you want to learn more about the Optimistic Futures family, make sure you check out the link to our Discord. It's just inside the description. It's also joelstraight.com/Discord. But if you join in there, there is a plethora of people. We're small, but we're growing, and those people are all there to help you succeed. We talk about everything from entrepreneurship, cryptocurrency, to investing, trading, futures, all that type of stuff. So make sure y'all join in there, say what up, and we would love to see your smiling Discord avatar in there. Or it could be, any other kind of Discord avatar. But we'd love to see you in there. Alright, getting a bounce slightly off these lows. That was such a heavy drop. So not only did we reject heavily off that 39.80 zone, we ended up pulling back all the way down to 39.58. With one of the minutes with 11,000 contracts traded to the downside, another one 6,700 traded, and prior to that 4,800. So really grateful that we went short on that. Definitely wish I would have taken a little bit more meat on that, but I tend to be more fearful when I go short. Just because I've seen shorts rip down and rip right back up. New lows coming in. Continuing to drop. What's that old Limbo song? It's like, how low can you go? Dropping down to 39.55. So that ended up being 12 more ticks to the downside. And this is currently the lows of the day. Tried to go short here. Didn't quite work out. So I just cut the profit early. Made 75 bucks on that. Up 900 on the day in the sim. 165 and some change in the eval. This is just continuing to drop. I guess I should have just held on to that trade, but yo, what is going on? That's like a $30 drop in the last 5 minutes. Anybody got any news? Or is this just market maker shenanigans? Curious where the low is going to be and then the subsequent rip off that low. Just going to check our trailing drawdown. It's still perfect. The interesting thing about the trailing drawdown is it does kind of fluctuate throughout the day, depending on where you're taking profits. So I did figure out, by the way, how to check it. So I can check it midday. Basically, you just pull this little drop down here, and then it's right there, trailing max drawdown. And it kind of cuts off, so you can hover over it. You can see it's currently sitting at 2K, which is exactly where we want it to be, because that's the maximum. So as far as the eval goes, we're at 1593.10 out of 3,000, so just over halfway there in terms of earning that. Continuing to test these lows, 39.51.25. I wonder if we'll actually pull back down to 50. Honestly, taking a rejection off of 53 wouldn't be such a bad gig. Jumped in there. Was looking to get out. I was looking to get in earlier and get out at 50. I think that we're going for 50. We did. So hit 39.49, up $1,200 on the day. Made $300 on that one. And we're just taking 4 ticks of 6 contracts right now, which is worth $300 in the sim side, to be absolutely transparent. 39.49 is the new low of the day. Just gonna jump in and check with y'all's. Hey, no worries. It's good. So I'm going to take this moment while we are making new lows to take a bite of my pie because it's just been over here, like on the side of my head, just being like, pie, eat me. And I got that awesome Costco pumpkin pie. Y'all know how it is. I'm gonna mute out though, so you don't have to hear me be like, home, home. Sound like Homer or something. Mm. I just love Costco pumpkin pie, man. It's delicious. By the way, guys, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, or ring the bell for notifications. Market's still making lows, getting a little bounce off those lows. Um, Guys, if you want to earn funding in the futures market, get access up to $300,000 to be able to trade with, make sure you guys check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. They have amazing customer service. One of the very first things I personally look for. You can earn funding as low as 10K and all the way up to $300,000. So you literally can trade with an entire house every single day. If you were to go with the 300K contract or the 300K evaluation here. Personally, I'm working on the 50K evaluation, which has a profit target of only 3,000. 3,000. I'm still working on my numbers. Has a profit target of $3,000 and a drawdown of $2,000. Now the drawdown is a trailing max drawdown, so it can fluctuate as you trade. This allows me to take up to 8 contracts of the ES or up to 80 contracts of micros, 80 micros. Right now, and today's the last day for this, if you use the link in my description and the promo code JSBEST, which is also in the description, you'll actually be able to take 65% off for life off any of the evaluations that you see here, with the exception of the fast tracks, which are already heavily discounted. And the fast track evaluation, by the way, the 100K evaluations are currently on sale for $50. So you can actually get access to 100K for $50. Make sure you click the See More Details link, though, next to any of the evaluation types so that you can understand exactly the rules and everything that goes into how this whole system works. It's very important that you click the See More Details link so that you can understand all that type of stuff. But use the link in the description and the promo code JSBEST to get that to, number one, lock in that lifetime discount, which ends today. It's 65% off. When you get like the 50K eval, it goes from $165 down to like $57.75. 75K eval, I think it's like $5, $6, $7 more than the 50K. So you're at like $64, and you get access to $75,000 and 10 contracts in the mini to 100 micro contracts for a $4,500 profit target. So pretty inexpensive when you factor in that 65% off. And if you were to go with the 300K, it brings this all the way to, it knocks off like $400 plus. So be sure to check this stuff out, guys. If you guys are looking to earn funding in the futures market at all, Elite Trader Funding is by far, in my opinion, the best company out there that's doing it right now. And a big part of that is the amazing customer service that they provide. They also have a very active Discord group where they answer questions and all that type of stuff. But it's the customer service for me. Having said all that, guys, let's go ahead and jump back in, see what the market's doing. It's continuing to make more lows. So it bounced a little bit off that 39.49 area and then just continues to push down. And in hindsight, it's like, it's really easy to just be like, oh, I could have just shorted this the entire way. And, you know, made almost $40 in total ticks. But it's just very challenging to be able to actually trade like that. $39.46 is the new low of the day.
pull this out on like 3-minute chart. Had nothing but red um, since about 7:54. So for almost 30 minutes, 25 minutes right now, we've had nothing but red. And we're continuing to drop. Gonna go short here. In at 43.75, and 43.50 is the low. Gonna try to get out at right here. There we go. Up 1,500 on the day. Got 6 ticks on that. 1,500 in the sim. Now 39.42 and a half is the low of the day. Try to get this music going again. It's like constantly in lag mode. It's a lot of contracts traded. So there is reasonable volume now. We're getting consistently over 4,000 contracts now. It's just that it's almost all been in the downside. You can see actually here on the eval with this bulls bears thing, how much of that actually just came in and was buys on the previous candle, which ended up as a green hammer. 12.7 on the TTM, up to 12.0. Is this going to be our actual low here, or? Low is 41.25, bounced up to 46. A $5 move. That's like 20 ticks. So with all this volume here, we are getting momentum, if you will, but it's all intra candle. With no pattern to speak of. Other than bouncing off a low, we gotta be hitting close to the standard deviation now. I do need to understand standard deviation better, but one thing that I've noticed about the ES is that it typically has a resilience of around 25 to 30 bucks in either direction, based from VWAP. So VWAP's at 39.70, we're down at 39.40, 43. So that's close to that 30 bucks. So, my nose is itchy. And that's kind of like how I've determined my own assessment of being able to look at like how far can this go in either direction. But yeah, I don't know if this is gonna get a bounce soon. Kind of looks like it might. Especially with the vast majority of these being buys, and then you could see the volume was much lower the last like 2-3 candles. I wouldn't be surprised if we bounce here now off this area. In fact, I'm going to take that trade for a bounce to the upside. I'm looking for a move up to 48. Answered at 46. For a $2 move to the upside. Might be a little optimistic, but went from 11.6 to 10.4 on the TTM. We're up $1 in it. cut it right there. Made 450 off that. Up 1875 in the sim. And momentum looking like 12.0 to 11.6 to 10.5 to 9.5. So we're moving at about a factor of like 1.0 on the TTM toward the upside. Just checking in with y'all's. Yeah, absolutely super crazy run, Philip. Um, like that move to the downside was so incredibly huge. I did capture a little bit of on shorts, um, but I think that we may be beginning to bounce now. One thing that I think that we may see is we may see a bounce and then a downward and then a test of the lows again and then a potential another bounce, kind of like an ABCD pattern. So there's that move up towards 48. Kind of glad we cut that. We cut it at like 47 and a half or something. So we got close to our whole trade amount, but not the whole amount. But we're up 1875 in the sim on the day, and we're up 165 and some change on the evaluation side. Momentum looking like 10.5 to 9.4 to 8.4. So we're moving at a factor of about 1.0 in the upward direction. Now from 8.3 to 7.1, that's looking solid. Um, Looking at potentially taking a scalp in the evaluation side. Gonna wait for the bulls to suss out though. I'm gonna be going long. At least that's the intention. Obviously, I'd be looking for resistance at 50, at 39.50. Although we're not going to be trying to take that much meat off that bone. Kind of grinding slowly, and that's making me feel hesitant about taking that trade. 7.0 to 5.7. Moving reasonably well on the TTM. I want to check this on the 3-minute chart here. I don't know if I have time, but I'm going to try it anyway. 3-minute hasn't switched yet to yellow. Coming up on 8:30, which is our next 3-minute candle, is at 8:30. What I'd like to see is right at 8:30, having that 3-minute get a yellow candle on the TTM. So we can get sort of that dip and then that little bit of that rip and then work our way towards a cyan switch. 5-minute chart, still red and probably going to be red for a while on the TTM side. Switching back to the 1. So glad I didn't take that trade in the evaluation side, and I didn't take it because it was basically very slowly moving, and it should have moved with more momentum. Especially because you can see the momentum move on the TTM. You can actually like calculate it and measure it. From 8.3 to 7.0 to 5.9 to 5.2 on the current candle. 2 more minutes to 8:30. Getting that rejection area that I was talking about. So I was talking about essentially it coming down, hitting the low, bouncing up, and then pulling back some, and then bouncing off of that area pullback. I was expecting it to go for a few more minutes before it did this pullback, but there we are. So 5.9 to 5.4 on the TTM on the yellow side. That's awesome that you were able to take some of that short. Um, since I bombed the other with up down market this morning, still so much to learn. We all do. Philip, this is like an endless learning journey. I don't care if you've been doing this for 20 years. There's still more stuff to learn. Um, I've been doing this now for, I don't know, 3 years, I think. Um, yeah, 3 years now, and I'm still learning. I'll be learning probably for the next 20. It's just all part of it. I think the fact though that you're realizing that have more to learn, that sort of mentality, that's the right mentality to have, because if you had the mentality of being like, I already know this stuff or whatnot, you're like, if in my opinion, when I meet people who say I already know that, I'm like, well then you're already done for. Um, and that's kind of been my philosophy. It was a nice bounce off that 45 area, bounced up to 47, so like 8 ticks up. I'm looking for this now to push 5.3 to 4.6 to 3.4. I'm looking for this to push up towards 50. I want to see the 9 get above the 12 as well, so that we can have this possible crossover actually happen. Crossover here would be really powerful. Five seconds or so left in this candle. We're in at 47 on the sim side. I want to take a trade in the eval, but for the eval side, I'm trying to be absolutely perfect in the way that I trade it, and so sometimes I tend to wait. Sometimes I overweight and I hesitate too long, but it is what it is. Pulling back down to 47. Just bounce. Gonna watch the volume. Really want to see this 9 get above the 12. I think it's going to be our biggest indicator of movement. Ten seconds left in this. Join the bid here.
Order filled.
Entered in at 48 and a quarter, looking for a move up to 49. Kind of a riskier trade in my opinion, but just tap 49. Come on. Push, push. There we go.
Order
We got
filled.
that trade. That's 3 ticks to the upside on that, and then on here we also got we actually got 8 ticks. So we pulled out pretty hefty profit on the sim side, and pulled pretty nice size profit on the eval side. Eval we're up 331.40, which is the exact amount that we were up yesterday. That's weird. So pushed up to 39.50. Got a cyan switch from yellow to cyan, one of the most powerful moves the TTM can offer. No, losing contracts is not fun. Losing contracts is awful, man. So now 39 up to 39.51. Let's see for that. And Okay, so we are popping up. That's nice, but let's check this on the 3 minute. So the 3 minute side, we did get that yellow candle that I was talking about from 18.8 to 8.7 to 18.18 flat. So our next one's going to be at 36, which is in just about a minute and a half. Um, we're going to watch out for resistance here at 53. So 39.50 to 39.53 is going to be the area to watch. And I'm going to try to get in right here. In at 49.75. And a little pullback on that, not overly dramatic. 5 minute hasn't switched to yellow yet. That'll be at 8:40 hopefully. And then switching back to the 1 minute chart. Heavy pullback on that. I may cut this. I was just about to cut it, and then it started pulling back up. Cyan switch from 0.1 to 1.5 to 2.4. Nine is barely above the 12. We just got the 1226 crossover, but it could end up being false just because of how low it is already. Yeah, gonna cut that trade. Loss at 825 on that, so up 1650 on the day in the sim. Unfortunately, that was kind of a painful loss on that one, but we're still doing great on the eval side. Eval, we're up 331.40 on the day. So, all right, so now we're going to be looking for this 1226 to actually play out. And if it does, this EMA 35 here is going to be the area of resistance that we're going to be looking at, which is 52 and a half, 52 and a quarter really. And so I'm going to put this at like 6 ticks, and then let's join the bid here again. We'll try again off of 50. So it kind of moved a little bit without us, so I'm going to cut that. Bounced up to 51, and it kind of filled me at the top there, so that was not a good move on my part. 3.1 to 3.5 on the TTM. We do have indicators indicating that this is going to go up. Right now we've got our exit right at 52 and a quarter, which is right at the EMA 35. I'm going to check the bull bears. Unfortunately, I may have to cut this one yet again. It should be playing out, but 3.3 to 3.7. After that major drop, I mean, I don't know if I could trust a lot of the patterns that are there. Plus 39.50 is going to be a tough line in the sand. And you can see the volume kind of slowed down slightly after this move. We gotta break above 39.50 and just test the CMA 35. So bounced off of 48.5 and moved up to 50. $3.8 to 4.0 here.
Just gonna put this slightly above at 51 to try and just get out with a micro profit. If that's not the case, I just need to cut it. Let's check this against the 3 and see what's going down. 3 moving from 18.7 to 18.5. Okay, so that did work out slightly. To 17.6 to 16.4. Movement of 1.2. Up at 51 right now. We have a possible crossover on the 3-minute chart, but you can see it's not actually till we hit like wherever that is. 39.62. It's a long way off. So, again, guys, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All that stuff does helps the community grow, helps the Optimist Futures family grow, and really just sort of helps YouTube lets YouTube know that we've actually got a whole community going here, and we're helping people out, make sure that people have a place to go to be able to talk about futures, entrepreneurship, and all that other fine stuff. And also, too, guys, if you are looking to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys, in my opinion, are the best as far as customer service goes, which is my number one thing that I'm looking for. Is they have amazing customer service. You can earn funding as low as 10K and as high as 300K. So, in my opinion, as far as evaluation offerings and products, they have the widest variety out there from some of the other prop firms. And right now, this is the last day for it. If you use the link in the description and the promo code JSBEST, you can actually take 65% off for life for any of the evaluations that you see here, with the exception of the fast track evaluations. These are already heavily discounted. In fact, the fast track 100K is on sale for $50. But personally, I'm working on the 50K evaluation, and with the 65% off, this brings us down to $57. This allows me to take 8 contracts of the mini and 80 micros with a trailing drawdown of 2,000 and a profit target of only 3,000, which we're almost there. But you can also earn funding all the way up to $300,000, and this will take off more than $400 off of the list price here. So make sure you guys check them out. Use the link in the description, the promo code JSBEST, and that'll lock in those savings for you. Today's the last day for that. So, having said all that, guys, let's see if there are any more trade ops. We're up 17.25 on the day. It's kind of our maximum on the day was up 24.50, I think, was our highest of the day. We're up 331.40 in the evaluation. Evaluation side, we're up 17.58.80 out of 3,000. So whatever that works out to, 17.8.80. We're at 58.6% towards earning funding. And as far as our trailing drawdown goes, we're still at 2K. So we're looking good there. From 16.6 to 15.8, kind of slowing down a little bit on that 3-minute chart. So currently at a balance of 166K, 908,000 in our sim, and let's see if we can hit 175,000 this week. So it's like another, call it 167. It's like another 8K to go after fees, because it doesn't show me the fees here, but I can calculate the fees, which we always do at the end of every stream.
Alright, so we have this little pullback here, and we got this kind of doji hammer at the bottom. A lot of the volume slowed down, as you guys can see. We're not getting these giant volume spikes anymore. Five-minute has yet to switch to a yellow on the TTM. Just got a fresh 5. So went from 14.8 to 15.97 to 16.6 on the fresh candle. So this may be the pullback area that I was speaking of, where we might pull back to that 39.40 zone, and then have this area act as support and then move up from there. Likely, if that happens, though, our next move up, like our next larger trend upward, would be for about 45 minutes. So it's a ways out. 1 minute chart, though. Okay, something to note here. So moving averages are really valuable, in my opinion. You can use them a lot of times to be able to determine price movement before it happens, or even like be able to take advantage of larger moves. Now, one of the things that I see here is this 26 simple moving average. This 26 simple moving average, combined with this 12 EMA, is one of my favorite strategies that I use. Now, one thing that I can see right now is this 26 simple moving average is beginning to curve upward. Okay. Now, as it curves upward, it gets closer to that 12 EMA, and if it crosses above it, we typically see a downward move. And so, as it begins to cross upward, we get convergence instead of divergence. Divergence would be it's moving away from each other. Convergence means it's moving towards each other. As it moves towards the 12, that makes me more bearish as it gets closer to it. Makes me more and more, I shouldn't say bearish necessarily in terms of taking a move, but bearish in the sense of like being skeptical that this is going to continue moving up. And so that's something that I've learned just by watching moving averages, is the angle at which those moving averages are also being displayed on the chart makes a difference as to what actually plays out on the charts. So just some food for thought. We're coming up on 9 o'clock, guys, and we've done pretty decently on the trades today. Took a couple losses in the sim, not too bad. Curious what our fees are. We did get a nice bounce here off of 48 and a move up towards 50, so that was a nice 8 ticker. A lot of choppiness right here in this area. I wanted to see it come up and test this EMA 35, and it just never did. It does look like it may get some push now, but we'll have to wait and see. Right now it's just kind of chopping sideways at this bottom area. 3-minute chart looking like current, let's see, we went from 15.5 to 14.0 to 12.0 at 8:48. That's pretty good. So move of almost 2. So there's good probability that we're gonna pop up a little bit here. We already did. And we got a possible crossover showing. I want to see this EMA 35 get above that 26 simple moving average. But this, it looks pretty decent. Let's jump back to the 1 minute chart. So it did pop up, and it did test that EMA 35 on the 1, which is exactly what I was talking about it doing earlier. Took a minute for that to happen, but finally did. Join the bid here at 51.50, and I've got to exit here at the 50 moving average. I'm gonna actually drop it down though to 52.5. I think I could have played that better. I could have waited for that pullback because it seemed necessary that it would come. I could be taking a boredom trade, I think. Our next 3 minute candle is going to be like right now, so I'm going to jump over to the 3 minute chart before it happens. Okay, here's our new one. Went from 12.0 to 10.4 on the TCM side of the 3 minute candle. Or the 3 minute chart, sorry. We're looking to get out of 52.5. Very sideways right now. And this pulled back quite a lot while we were messing with that chart over there. It's kind of funny, but any day I feel like I make less than a K in the sim. I almost feel like I'm losing. Checked it off that EMA 35, and I'm gonna cut this. Yeah, cutting that. Kind of a fat loss on that one. We've been trading with 6 contracts. That was pretty bad on that. I think that was like really, I genuinely think that was a boredom trade. Honestly. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down there, guys. We've been going for a while, and we're ending up on the day, but I definitely could have done better. Not going to sweat it, though. We're still green. Green is good, and we're great in the evaluation, which is what matters the most. But having said all that, guys, let's go ahead and do our quick assessment of what we actually did in terms of course, now it pops right after we cut it. Made 225 back. So let's go ahead and assess this. So we took 96 contracts, which is 16 trades. 96 contracts, adding in our fees. It's $418.56 minus our $900. So up 481.44 on the day. That pushed up towards the doji. And join the bid here. potentially may take another trade here in the eval. That was missed it. I had a chance to get in at like 51.75. Pulling back now. Looks like the 9 may cross above the 12. Maybe look for an entry off of like 51.5. Didn't happen.
Order filled.
Join the bid at 53.75. Looking for a move up to 54.5. Nope. Shit. Gotta cut that.
Order filled.
That sucked because we just went red on the day and we were green a second ago and we had an opportunity there. Really messed it up. And red $65, but didn't have to be. And it just came right back. Hate when it does that. Hitting resistance there at 54.
Order filled.
Come on. Ah. I don't like that this is hitting doji here.
Order filled.
So all of a sudden we just turned our winning day into a losing day, and now it pops up. Wow, that was whack. $7.9 to 5.3 on the 3-minute chart. And then the volume kind of just died out for a second there. Like it was coming and it was working really nice. And then just kind of slowed down right when we started trading it. That's too bad. 2 seconds left on this. think the buyers will just be like eating this up right now. I tried to capture this move and just got in at the height of the candle, and it got a heavy pullback on it, and I cut it, and then it popped right back up, and then the exact same thing happened here. I want to see this pull back now to like the 9 EMA, like 53 and a half or so. And then I want to see it bounce off like 53 and a half. Two seconds left on this. Jumping to the 3-minute chart. The next really big move that we're looking for is cyan switch on the 3-minute chart from 5.2 to 3.0. It's now 9 o'clock, and 9:03 is our next candle move for the 3-minute chart, and I want to see the 9 get above the 12 here, and this 26 has now moved to 39.55, and the 12 is now at 39.52, so these are getting close. Pulling back to 53-ish. .2 to 1.6 on the TTM now.
Order filled.
Come on. Looking for a move up to 54 and a half. Entered in at 53 and a quarter. And just instantly pulled back on us. Come on, buyers, step in. only down 3 ticks in this. Push. Go, go, go.
Order
There we
filled.
go. We got that. We did make some money back. Basically flat on the day. Our trailing is at 1571. Basically flat on that. We do have that possible crossover showing up on that 3-minute chart now. We did just get a cyan switch on the 3. 906 here. So that was 5 ticks. Very frustrating, these 2 trades here. Especially because we were up 331 on the day. Now we're down slightly, but if we get this 3-minute crossover here, this likely will be a very large move to the upside. We've got the 9 crossing above the 12. We did just get a cyan switch at 906, which is right now, and we are pushing up. Took a little micro trade on the sim side. $57 is the next area. Move the bid here. That EMA 35 is the next area of resistance that I'm looking to take advantage of. I'm gonna drop it down to 57 flat, and our entry is 55.25 on the sim side. Pull back to 55. I want to see this breakout here. Waiting for 909. It's just in about 30 seconds. Got a red dot on the TTM there, now a green dot, 0.4 to 1.9. 9 is above 12, and yeah, getting a little boost here. $55 acting as pretty heavy resistance. Waiting for this crossover to happen. The 9 is above the 12, which is promising. jump into the 1 minute chart just to be able to measure this. Almost time for another 3-minute candle. Another minute left on that. By the way, if y'all chilling, you hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It really does help the channel more than you know. Switch back over to the 3-minute chart so we can see what takes place here at 9:12, which is just in about 30 seconds. 0.49 to 1.9 in the TTM, so movement of 1.5 on the cyan side. 15 seconds left in this 3-minute candle. I want to see the next one have a nice pop on it. 5 seconds. From 1.9 to 3.1. Pulling back though. Not what we want to see on that. I want this candle to end at around 39.55, 53 or so. But if it maintains over 51, like really over this line here, it's 51.50, it should be okay. Heavy pullback. Have to cut that trade. So interestingly enough, as this run broke out, we actually ended up losing a lot of what we did on the day, which is not great. Crossover hasn't happened, but I do think that it will. 9 just went below 12 on this particular candle. You can see right there. I do think the crossover is going to happen, but I think that we may have to wait until 9:15 or possibly 9:30. I don't know if it'll be 9:30. 9:15 seems more reasonable, which is just in about a minute. At least we got pretty much back to flat in our evaluation, but whack that we went red to begin with, considering that we were so nicely green on the day. There's that pop that we were looking for. Waiting for 9:15, which is in about 30 seconds. And we have an official crossover. Which went the bid here.
Order
in at
filled.
53.75. Look for a move up to 55 in the evaluation side. Cutting.
Order filled.
Damn. Ended up losing money on that over fees. I'm gonna drop this down to like 4 ticks. Expecting more of a movement, especially with a crossover on a 3. It's looking good on the 3-minute chart, but not as good on the 1-minute chart. 3.2 to 3.6 on the 3-minute. Switch to the 1. I'm gonna take a look at our trailing drawdown and keep a close eye on it. 1549. We're okay there. Definitely overtraded, and not too happy about that. It's been a long time since I've overtraded, and today just happened to be one of those days, because right when we were about to shut it down, this breakout happened, but during this breakout, we ended up cutting it here, and more or less just didn't play it right. So I still think this is gonna pop. Perhaps I'm being overconfident. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down there. Definitely overtraded in the last like 20 minutes, and really kind of upset at myself about that. But you know, that's the name of the game, is making sure that we keep our keeping our everything in check. And so I love and appreciate you guys, Optimus. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Join us in the Discord group, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. All right, Optimus, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.